next question. As of September 7th, 2023, nearly 9,000 cars have been stolen in Memphis. That's according to the Memphis Police Department. Just last week, there was a shooting inside FedEx Forum. Violent crimes like these are top issues for Memphis. As mayor, how would you address those issues, starting with candidate Paul Young?
Yeah, I think it comes down to two things. One is holding people accountable, making sure that those that are out here terrorizing our neighborhoods and communities, the repeat offenders, that we are bringing them to justice and working with the rest of the system to make sure that those that are continuing to terrorize us stay in the system for longer periods of time. At the same time, we have to focus on targeted intervention. We know which young people are headed down the wrong path. We know because they're getting suspended from school, or they're in truancy court. They're in all of these different separate systems. We need to aggregate the data and provide opportunities to the people that are headed down the wrong path. There are programs in every zip code where they're working with these young people. We can't just wait until we have to hold them accountable. We have to intervene now. And if we know who they are, we should invest our dollars to change their path.
Floyd Bonner?
Yes, thank you, Kim, for the question. You know, there's so many models or police models across this city, and what we're seeing now is like we've never seen before. Technology is so important now with cameras and investing in technology. Artificial intelligence is going to be important over the next few years as we move into a different policing model. Data smart policing. Sure, we need more police officers, but we also must be strict on sentencing. We must have tougher sentencing laws, be tough on criminals, and hold parents accountable for their children's actions. When they're breaking into cars, then they should have to pay for that victim's window to be replaced. So it's a number of things, a number of ills that we have, but we can work it. We will work toward that as the next mayor of Memphis. Thank you.
Karen Camper?
It's my view that we're working on solutions that just are not working. They're just not working. So what I would do as mayor, and I plan to do as mayor, is look at our entire public safety ecosystem so that we're working together, all for Memphis, to move us forward as a unit. We have a lot of great work going on, but we're all doing it in silos. And so if we come together with a long-term strategic plan, then we can begin to move the needle. Secondly, we have got to invest in intervention and prevention in order to shut off the pipeline of the crime. Our officers are responding to crime, but we have got to shut it off so that they can do more community policing. They can get back to being present in our community. Thirdly, I want to create something that's called a Votech Zone, and it's a fun, creative place for people, young folks to come and have a good time, but learn something at the same time. You have the youth there. Thank you so much.
J.W. Gibson?
Crime is a very multifaceted and complicated issue. It can't be dealt with solely by MPD. We have got to get the community as a whole engaged. As your mayor, there's 5 points that I will look to focus on. I'm only going to share 3 with you because of the time restraints we have. Advocate for tougher sentencing and stopping the revolving doors. Hire more officers to build back trust in our neighborhoods. Invest in crime-fighting technology. But more importantly, the first thing we would do within the first 100 days is to take back our streets. There's a bad optic that's thriving throughout this community that these young people feel like they can do anything they want to do. We're going to collaborate with not only MPD, Shelby County Sheriff Department, as well as Tennessee Highway Patrol to take back some of the dumbest, stupid things that you're seeing happen on our highways. Taking back our streets is the #1 issue that we need to address right away.
Michelle McKissick?
As much as we want to be tough on crime, we also need to be smart on crime. And as a part of my whole city Memphis safety plan, which I've done so much research to look into this, I call it the 3 Ps. We need to provide justice, we need to partner with police, and we need to prevent crime. And by partnering with police, I'm talking about hiring the right types of officers. We all agree that more police officers are needed, but we need more detectives. The FBI says only 4 out of 5 crimes here are solved. or 4 out of 5 crimes are not solved. And so that's a problem to get at the root cause of who's creating these problems of the crimes, and then also to hold them accountable by providing that justice and not have serious violent offenders getting back out on the streets. And then, of course, the last part of that with crime prevention, that is investing in young people. It's not just about locking them up. And by the way, a greater majority of the crimes committed in the city are 28 years and older. So it's not just young people, but we can also work with our school district to find meaningful ways to invest in our city, in our children, in our city. Thank you.
Van Turner?
We have to focus on prevention and intervention. We have to give our young people and young adults a chance at doing the right thing. But if they don't, we have to make sure that we're tough on those who don't want to do the right thing. Many of the things that the sheriff talked about, he can implement now as sheriff. So as mayor, I would be willing to work with Sheriff Bonner in his role as sheriff to implement what he just talked about. Also, we have to look at 901 RAP, which is something that was started by Apostle Bill Atkins. Witness protection. The community knows who's committing the crimes, but they're afraid. We have to make sure that they're protected so they testify in court, but we can't allow them to be retaliated against. 2, we have to make sure that we're supporting the effort of Representative Justin J. Pearson, who's endorsed my candidacy. We have to get the guns off the street. We have to fight Tennessee on that. We can't talk to them anymore. They're through talking. We have to fight them to get these guns off our streets because they are killing us in Memphis. That's what we have to do.